Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do an unboxing of the 70-200 by Sony 2.8 Mark II. And I've got the older version right here, so we're going to do a back and forth between the two, so stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Sony that just got delivered, Sony 2.8 70-200 Mark II. I've got the first version right here. We're going to talk about that, but today we're going to do an unboxing. I got this in the mail on Saturday, 5 minutes after I left for a wedding, and today is now Monday, and it's now really early in the morning, 21 degrees where I am in Massachusetts, so I had to come to the studio real quick and do an unboxing, so let's get to it. So I ordered my stuff from Adorama. Package came in, delivered. So let's see what we got here. So foam, and look at that. We're gonna get that minus the glare. We're gonna put that off over there. And here we go right here. We need that. Look at that. Look at that. The Sony 2.8. Focus on that. Sony 70-200 2.8 GM Mark II. So I've got the older version right here, which I bought. And I always shoot 90% of what I do is on the 200, 70-200 for the lens. So we're going to open up the bag. We got descriptions, memos, warranty cards. We'll take care of that later. Plastic bag. We're going to take care of that later. All right. So as we go forward from here, inside of here, packaging by Sony is always really, really good. Nice big pouch. So we're going to put that over there. So I'm going to put that right there. So first thing I'm going to say is if you are here for looking at the specs, this is not the channel. I'm not going to go over the grams. I'm not going to go over the weight. I'm not going to go over the build. I'm not going to go over any part of that. All I'm going to do is just a simple version of this is the old. This is the new. The old, I've had no problems with it at all. The only issue that I did have with is the lens hood. Once I put it back this way here, in reverse, when I pack it away, it does not click. So sometimes it just wants to fall off. So I had to be careful of that. Other than that, that was the only issue. No scratches, no dents, no marks or anything like that. I've had this for about 1.5 years now, and this is an absolute phenomenal, great separation of the background lens. So I'm going to take the hood off, and I'm going to put the lens cover back on for safety purposes. And wow, when they talked about how much lighter that it is, wow, they were not kidding at all. That is ridiculously light. Ooh, look at that. So, Sony lenses for what they do. Don't mind the pop on there. Same thing with all of that right there. If I can get into the light a little bit, it's got all your dials on there. Same thing as in the other ones. There's a couple of extra ones. There's an iris lock inside of here. Modes, full and auto. And there is 1, 2, 3 on this. And I think there's 3 on that one also. And again, I only use the top and the side anyways. But that is ridiculously good. So we're going to take the lens cover off. We are going to pop that onto the... Oh, that's so nice. God, there's something about new equipment. Yeah, right here. Turn it to the side. Right to there. Like I said, that was the only issue that I had. Other than that, this thing is in really good condition. Got one little mark right here from bumping up against another piece of metal when I put it down on the ground. You know, maybe an inch difference in height, kind of thing like that. But significant. And I'm not paid by Sony in any way, shape, or form, but I'm just a ridiculously light part about it. Lengthwise, I love the new lens hood on it as opposed to the pedal look on the front of that. So there is 3 buttons on that. So this is really, really, really nice. I am looking forward to this. So what I did was I ordered this is the Sony A7R4. 60 megapixels, ridiculously good camera. I have 2 Sony A7 IIIs that I use for weddings. That's my workhorse. That's what I do the majority of stuff. When I do portraits and things outside, I shoot with the R4 so that I get more megapixels and more dynamic range and more of crop factors afterwards for me to be able to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add, I've already cleaned that. We're gonna pop that off of there. And we are gonna pair this with the Sony Mark IV. Wow, that is crazy nice. That is crazy nice. That is crazy nice. So if you're not familiar with the Sony R4, 61 megapixels when it comes to that. So I'm going to bring my ISO up to 1000 inside of the studio over here. I'm going to bring my shutter speed down to 1/200, and I'm going to stay right at 2.8. And somebody had wrote and said that quality-wise, older version of the 2.8 and the newer version of the 2.8 quality-wise was going to be very, very similar. What I also heard was there's also better, newer motors in there, that it's a faster, snappier to the eye when it comes to eye autofocus and things like that. I'm looking forward to taking this out onto the street and do a little bit of test shots along the way. I've got the 70-200 new version 2, 2.8, and I'm gonna mount it on the Sony A7R4, and I'm gonna go take some pictures, and we're gonna come back. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, I just decided to come outside and do some pictures outside. I wanted to see how quick it was and how snappy it was on the Sony A7R4. So looking at the length and the width of this, is very, very light. I just did a wedding this weekend. It was, you know, you get used to the weight of it, and then all of a sudden you put something different. It's like, wow, what a big difference. So you definitely can see the difference when that. And it's very, very quick. You know, I like the feel of the shutter when it comes to, I like the feel of the smoothness of the ring and the flow and the throw. And then the manual, I set it for my focus peaking, and very, very cool, very, very good, very happy. I guess the best words I can say is like, very snappy, very, very quick to grab a subject and lock in on it, and the tracking's always good, and that's part of the camera too, but you got to have glass to keep up with the body, and that's the big difference. You can have the best camera body out there, but if you're only going to put a kit lens with only f4 on it, you're not going to get the full range of the versatility of it. So it's very important to notice that, and the difference that Sony A7R4 and the Sony 70-200 2.8 Mark II is just ridiculous combination of megapixels and length and throw, and man, very snappy. I don't think of words that we want to describe anything, but snappy would be the best way that I can describe that. So let's go back into the studio and see what we got. All right, everyone. Much better, 26 degrees out, much better to be inside now. So you just saw the cell phone clip that I did of the walking around and talking about how quick it was and stuff like that. The best way to describe this thing is just snappy and smooth. Man, and I know it's new. I've had that one for about 1.5 years, but that throw ring is just so smooth when it comes to that. And pair it to the A7R4, it's just like crazy, ridiculously good. So with that being said, somebody had asked me, well, why would I buy the new version over the old version? And that was a good question. I had to come up with a way to kind of justify it when it came to spending the money on it. Brand new, you know, $2,600 about a year and a half ago. Got my money's worth out of it. Got my weddings, got my money's worth. It's a workhorse. I love this lens. One owner. I decided to ask around when I was looking to see about purchasing this one here, and I decided to look for somebody that was getting into photography, just getting into Sony, and they wanted, so I turned around and sold this before I bought this, meaning this person said they're gonna buy this as soon as I get this. Worst case scenario, I'll hold on to it until somebody else wants it, but somebody's gonna wanna get into a 70-200 in some way, shape, or form just because, and it's going to be a very inexpensive price. I've seen them going online for, you know, $2,000. I paid $28, almost $3,000 for this here because I got the warranty and stuff like that, which I get all my warranties on all of my stuff anyways. So I decided to sell this at a much lower price. It was to my second shooter also. So with that being said, I bought it because I knew I could sell this, and if I don't sell it to him, I'm going to sell it to somebody else. I'll get good money for this for somebody just starting off, and it'll help me pay for at least 3/4 of this lens when it comes to that. So very happy with that. So I just want to say the weight is the biggest significant difference between the two, and I carry two Sony bodies, 24-70, 70-200, so there's some weight, you know, that's going on. And just when I'm doing my portraits, one lens, so it's going to be just ideal for me when it comes to that. But the weight behind it is just significance, and it's very, very snappy. Now, older motors, newer generation to this one here with the new ones, and I get all that, but Sony did a fantastic job back and forth with just putting a lot of bells and whistles and stuff like that. So if you're gonna buy a lens, buy the new one if you don't have one at all. It's worth the upgrade. If you can't afford it and you want to buy a used, start with this. You can't go wrong, and then eventually do whatever you want from there. But it's definitely going to have to come down to what you decide to do as far as going to be what's in the best interest for you. So I love it. It's a great lens. It's very snappy, very smooth, very looking forward to it. I'm going to go out and do a session this weekend and do some fun pictures with that too, and I'll probably come back with another review. But in a nutshell, this unboxing, great lens, great upgrade if you have the older version, and great if you can buy the older version for, you know, $400, $500, $600 less, it would be worth spending the money inside of that. It's like that. It's that much of a difference. That's really good. So thank you guys for taking the time to listen to me. This is not paid by anybody. This is just an unboxing of a product that I purchased. I bought this on my own. Love the lens, love everything about it. Everything is really good about the whole Sony product itself. And is it worth the hype? Absolutely 100% yes. So thank you guys for coming back to that channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate your time, appreciate you ever. And let me end with getting you a quote. It says, "You will be tried, but you will survive." I think no matter what post-COVID situation, and everybody's coming through their situations, kind of thing like that, it's very important to remember that you made it through. If you're listening to this, you've got ears. If you're talking to somebody, you've got a voice. So just remember, you've been tried, but you were meant to survive. You're meant to survive all of that. So go forward with that day. Stay positive, be encouraged, and peace. Smile more. It hurts less.